The triangulation tool can be used to divide faces into triangles and fix rendering artifacts that arise from faces that are non-coplanar. It is important to note that the triangulation tool works on the entire object only, not on individual or select groups of faces. Also, the action cannot be undone. From the object library of the Polygon Modeling Project, click and drag 2 copies of the candlestick object to the middle of the screen. Note how the faces in the middle portions are not coplanar. Select the second copy and click the Triangulate tool once. Note that once an object is triangulated, subsequent clicks on the tool will not further triangulate the faces. Now do an area render. Note the difference in the look of the 2 candlesticks. Even though the first one has non-coplanar faces, the surface still looks smooth. This is because TrueSpace has Triangulate for the render engine turned on by default. This may not always be desirable. However, by turning it off, note what happens to the first candlestick when we do an area render again. Notice the shattered look from all the rendering artifacts. Triangulation will avoid these regardless of the rendering settings. Even though triangulation cannot be undone, it can be minimized. Select the triangulated candlestick and Boolean subtract the plug from the top. Notice how the faces on the base and the top have had the triangulation removed. The middle faces will remain triangulated. Undo the Boolean operation. Another use for the tool is preparing geometry for work with other tools. Click on the Surface Subdivision tool for each candlestick and note the difference of the division pattern created on the polygonal copy as compared to the triangulated copy. Convert to a polygon mesh and subtract the plugs from the top of each. The triangulated mesh pattern will no longer change. Delete the candlesticks. Drag 2 copies of the M from the object library to the grid. Triangulate the second. Now surface subdivide both of them. Notice the improper surface construction on the first. Triangulation eliminates the concave faces and the resulting errors possible with faces that have more than 4 sides. Delete the letters. The triangulation tool can also be used to divide faces in a radial manner. Drag arcs 1 and 2 to the grid. Triangulate each. Note that faces defined by 180-degree arcs will not always divide radially. This type of radial triangulation can prepare geometry for future manipulations. For example, with a few point edits in the Surface Subdivision tool, the triangulated arcs become prehistoric seashells.